Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm the Irish Film Critic here to deliver another movie review. Now, one thing we can all agree on. Spider-Man is awesome. Now, I've never read the comic books, but it all started with me with that kick-ass Saturday morning cartoon show all the way back in 1994. This show was awesome. I mean, I even just recently bought it and just watched it all there within 1 week, and it still really does hold up to this day. However, it just wasn't as good as the X-Men cartoon, which I believe had the better, more complex storylines and better villains. Then we got the Spider-Man game for the PlayStation, which was, at the time, in my opinion, the best superhero game ever made. Until much better superhero games came out far later and totally kicked its ass. Then came the movies. Spider-Man came out in 2002, breaking records everywhere and launching the career of James Franco. This movie was a big hit and it was warmly embraced by audiences around the world. So in 2004, Spider-Man 2 came and took the world by storm, because not only was it a superior sequel, but it was also recognized as being the greatest superhero film ever made at that time. Until again, better superhero films came out and totally kicked its ass. So, after Spider-Man 2, all eyes were on the third installment. This was the image that was released in 2006. As you can see, here is the black-suited Spider-Man. Once this image hit, the anticipation was reaching boiling point. Then it was followed by this trailer here.
This could be the end of Spider-Man.
So, after seeing that trailer, I think every one of us kind of safely assumed that Spider-Man 3 would be just awesome. It would beat Spider-Man 2 in every single way possible. It did not. And not only did it not meet expectations, it broke the hearts of many of its fans worldwide. So, let's find out why. Here's Spider-Man 3. Well, let's start with this little thing that annoys me. These are just like tiny little things that annoys me. The music. The new composer is just not as good as Danny Elfman. And this new theme, in my opinion, is just bland and forgettable, and it just totally pissed me off when I first heard it, saying that's just not the traditional Spider-Man music. Fuck! Okay, right, and also there is the plot itself. It crams 3 villains and too many subplots for us to take in even for a 2.5 hour film. We just couldn't get a chance to just rest before it was just rushed on to the next story, then rushed on to the next story. And like I said, those are just the minor things to me. Here are, in my opinion, the biggest problems of the film itself. Okay, right, so back to the black suit Spider-Man. This of course was the main plot point of the story, and yeah, it was a good idea, because, you know, everyone would have wanted to see that in film anyway. But it also gave us emo Peter Parker. You know, which was, of course, the dark side to his personality. You know, where when he doesn't have the hair down, he's normal Peter. But when he has the hair down, he's all eerie and dark and disturbed inside. Okay, so right, in this scene, he has the original suit hanging in his wardrobe. But then he decides not to take it, and instead go to his trunk where he has the black one there waiting. I'll return to this later, by the way. And then he goes off to fight Sandman, played by Thomas Hayden Church. Peter's after him because it turns out Sandman was the one who killed his Uncle Ben in the first film. I didn't really like this because I think it just took away the emotional impact of that scene in the first film, you know? That it wasn't him all along. Why was that needed to be changed? It didn't need to be changed at all. It was fine the way it was. Okay, next up, there's the casting of Topher Grace as Eddie Brock. Don't get me wrong, this guy is a decent actor. I just don't feel that he really suited this role as one of Spider-Man's biggest villains. Now, we get to this part. The dance. Number 1. Jesus, he's acting as if he just got laid for the very first time. And who the hell would do that? Okay, remember, in reality, this, you know, this would be totally bonkers to anybody walking down the street and seeing this happening. For starters, there would be no music. You'd be just walking by, seeing some guy dancing to himself. You'd seriously think this guy was an asshole. I don't know, I also think it would have been funny with this music added in. Now, dance number 2 is just a really cringeworthy moment that really killed the movie for a lot of the people. When you've seen this trailer,
What's happened to you?
I don't know.
this is not what you had in mind. You know, after this scene, I think this movie should have had a second title added onto it. It should have been called Spider-Man 3! Spider-Man becomes an asshole. Because that's essentially all it is. The whole story is just about him being a fucking prick. Okay, so in this bit, I just want to point out, right, this is obviously a very famous bit from the comic books and from the animated show itself, where he's in this bell tower and he tears the black suit off him. Now, I want to go back to the scene from earlier, okay? We see that he was already able to take the suit off at will. Why does he need to go through that whole process of ripping it off himself? Now, the scene coming up for me is the one that really killed the film for me.
Harry!
Yes, look, I know it's been mentioned countless times in many people's reviews online, but I tried to avoid it. I seriously did try to avoid this, but I have to mention it. I have to bring it up. This is, without a doubt, one of the stupidest moments I've ever seen in any film, ever.
What are you trying to tell me?
The night your father died, I cleaned his wound. The blade that pierced his body came from his glider. I know you're trying to defend your father's honor, but there's no question that he died by his own hand.
Actual fact, just watch it again. I'll cut a wee quick bit. Watch it again. I'll tell you what I literally said to myself once he said this line.
I know you're trying to defend your father's honor, but there's no question that he died by his own hand.
Why didn't you say this earlier? Why didn't he mention this during this moment in Spider-Man 2?
I'm leaving for the night, sir.
Fine.
Sir, I need to tell you how your father died. Is this a good time to tell you?
Night, Bernard.
Okay, right. At least I tried. After that, you know the rest. Spidey beats the villains and he saves the girl. Yeah, it's all over. So, do I hate Spider-Man 3? No. I know I criticized it a lot here, but for all its flaws, it's still a really enjoyable film. It was just such a letdown after the awesomeness that was Spider-Man 2 that maybe our expectations were just a little too high for it. But other than that, like, you know, it's actually just fun to watch. It's just heavily flawed. So pretty much all I can say is that I hope that the Amazing Spider-Man movie itself really makes up for it. So, I'm the Irish Film Critic, and tune in next time, because I'm pretty sure you guys will know what's coming next.